Hey, curiosity. What are you so curious about? Everything, Mr. Curiosity. About.
John, you take over. You're the big anchor dude here. Come
Right.
on.
Well, thanks for joining us, Mr. Curiosity Podcast. I'm here to answer your most random questions. And you know, this summer I have not been here for many.
I know,
Mr.
you've been so
Curiosity
busy.
Podcasts.
And
I had
missed
so many
last. I
Fridays
missed a couple
off.
of Fridays too. So yeah, but we're back in full
The gang's
form.
all together.
This is the first time I think we've been all together in
a long
It
time.
may be
long
since
time.
May since
Well,
the four
that's
of
what
us have been
summer's
here.
all about, right?
Gotta take
Come
time
on.
off.
Yeah.
Take time off. And I already grossed the girls out. I was chewing. Listen.
Where is the
we're
garbage
up,
can? Seriously.
We're
This is
up
nasty.
since 2, 3 in the morning.
Oh, my God.
I came here, I didn't want to have bad breath, so I chewed on some gum. Here it is. And then, no, I'm not doing that because I'm going to put it back in my mouth when we're done.
You're going to put it back in your mouth?
No!
That's
What's
gross.
wrong with this?
For those of you just listening and not able to watch because it's a podcast, he has his gum sitting on his
On
phone.
his cell
On the
phone.
back of the cell phone.
How dirty is the back of your cell phone?
Really dirty.
You guys don't get it. It'll all be fine. The hydrochloric acid in your stomach will kill any bacteria that comes down. Anyway, so I took the gum out, which gave me fresh breath for the crew.
All
temporarily,
right.
so I can answer the questions without impediment with gum.
All right.
Well, it was nice of you to think of us.
Thank
for the
you.
fresh breath.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so keep the questions coming. Remember how you get them here.
Brown bag.
Not through Boscov's.
at
brown
WNEP.com.
Brown bag at
When is
WNEP.com.
Boscov's going to sponsor our podcast?
Brown bag at WNEP.com. The new questions we put in the Boscov's bag, and then we kind of replenish the old questions here too.
Who's going first?
Who was not here the longest?
John. John
weren't-
has to go
Well,
first.
you were here last week.
I was here last week, but I missed most of the summer.
Most of the summer.
Why not go with Boscov's?
Because I wanted to go with the crumpled up old ones. Are these old or are they mixed?
Mixed. The
Yeah.
new ones have replenished the oldest ones in the bottom. Oh, he's uncomfortable. He's not sure what to say. He's looking.
Do you need the bell?
Does Mindy realize her overuse of the word little during the traffic report? Little look, little slow down, little accident.
Little accident?
See, that's why this is good. See, Mindy, the people have spoken.
I didn't know. Should I
Tim from
say?
West Pittston.
Tim, should I say small slowdown or little? What
No,
am I
here's the appropriate answer. What's his
Okay.
name?
Tim.
Tim, shut your little mouth. Shut your little mouth.
Well,
Do you stay little a lot? I guess I haven't
I would have
noticed.
to go back and look because I have no idea.
I honestly,
Producer Carrie, what do you think? Do I
I
say little
honestly
a lot?
say I never noticed.
Oh, Producer Carrie. Okay, she's.
No, I never noticed.
You never noticed?
No.
No.
And I notice all your imperfections. You know that.
He points them out too.
So I
You
never
would
noticed
point it
that.
out,
Yeah, I
yes.
never noticed
Oh
that.
my
Did you,
gosh.
John?
I haven't, no.
No.
I haven't noticed it, but I'm going to pay attention from now on. I'm going to
Okay.
be like,
Now, we will say, as a disclaimer, when we do the traffic report, we are lucky. We don't usually have much traffic. So
Right.
usually if it is something we're talking about, it's a little traffic
little
it's,
situation.
yeah.
Yes.
If you are from a big city, we see nothing like that. We
But
just-
now Mindy's going to be doing the traffic, and she's going to go to talk about just. She's going to be. It's a lot.
it's a giant
Small.
slowdown. It's giant. It's no longer little.
Well, take your little doll hands and pick out a little question, okay?
I'm going to. That's so funny. I never noticed that. But it's honestly, it's sometimes good for people to point things out.
No,
because
I know.
Things you
These
don't
are
think
things
about.
we don't know.
Constructive criticism.
Yeah, there you go.
Or something like that.
This is sort of weird. This is Chris from 44, who's become a frequent flyer
These are like
lately.
the weird ones.
But I don't know about this one. This might be boring. Have you ever eaten burnt food?
No, I like that
That's a
one.
good one.
Do you? Okay.
Because some people I love burnt stuff.
I knew you did.
Burnt
yeah.
cheese, burnt, on the hot
Burnt
dog on the
pierogies?
grill.
Yeah.
Not as much
Yeah,
burnt
burnt is
pierogies?
good.
Burnt bacon.
Oh, yeah.
I
my
like
God.
burnt bacon.
See, I like it a little more chewy.
No.
Because then you
not
notice
me.
the fat. I hate chewy bacon.
I hate chewy bacon.
When you
So
when
you like it when it's almost
Crispy.
like the black on it.
it gets like a
Yeah.
potato chip.
Oh, no. I don't
No.
like burnt anything.
Really?
What about a hot dog?
No.
Really?
No, any
You don't
black
like the
on it, I think
char?
it ruins the taste.
Are you serious?
Oh,
Yeah.
it tastes so good.
And like when we're camping or something and the kids are roasting marshmallows and it catches fire, if it were me, I would just burn the whole thing and start over. But
Really?
they like the burnt marshmallow.
Yeah, I like the burnt
Oh, I like the
marshmallow.
burnt marshmallows.
Do you like burnt
I
marshmallows?
like burnt marshmallows.
Yeah.
But you nailed it. Because I don't believe you two. If there was two pieces of bacon, one burned, crispy, thin, and another one fat and gooey, you would choose that one?
Oh.
Yeah.
No, crispy bacon all the way.
I can't even eat
No,
fat.
I go with some chewy.
Chewy.
Yeah.
Chewy
no.
too.
Yeah, the really
Oh,
crispy
That's how my
bacon's just
reaction.
dry.
It's gross.
Yeah, it's just.
And especially if it has any like black on it.
Really?
That ruins the taste.
No, when I'm at a restaurant, at a diner, I will say crispy bacon,
Me
please.
too. You got to crisp it
Yeah.
up.
Mindy thought this was going to be a boring question.
I didn't realize how exciting it was.
It's
Let me
such
take
a
it. Let me
debate.
take it to this level.
Okay.
We're in a plane crash again.
All right.
There's
I didn't know we'd be going to that level, but all right.
we're in the Alps. We haven't eaten in weeks.
Oh boy.
John's the
boy.
only one that died. His
God.
body is there frozen. His body is there frozen near the plane. Will you tell me when we cook him?
Yes.
You're not going to cook him thoroughly so he's crispy. You're going to have fatty deposits.
First, I want him to know I would feel bad about it. I wouldn't. That would be my last
but you
resort.
wouldn't have to see fatty.
But if I was gonna dive, I would have to do something.
But
so.
you would want him crisp. You wouldn't want to see like fatty layers and stuff.
He's a very thin guy.
Yeah.
Mindy thought this was going to be a boring question, and it ended with me being cooked to a crisp somewhere in the Alps.
Because it would be less human. I mean, just eating
Do
like
we have
a
any
piece of-
salt and pepper or no?
No.
No.
Will someone pick another question?
I'm gonna get him bacon. I'm gonna go for the
Joe's
Boscov's one. Yeah, I'm gonna get him bacon like Nikki. You nailed it with the bacon.
Why am I the one that had to die first?
Yeah, why is he the one?
Because you're the tall one.
He's big, and he would feed us all.
He's pure and tasty. You know me, I'd be gamey. I'd be gamey. Yeah, you
would
want.
be gamey.
Yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
terrible. You'd be like,
It'd be
oh,
very
He does have a
God.
point.
You'd be like,
Nasty.
he even tastes bad.
Yeah.
Do you shower or take a bath at night or in the morning? He's almost setting us up here.
He is setting us up.
So I think
Yep.
we've been through this one before. I'm a bath guy every night.
Yep.
I'm not embarrassed to say that. I love baths. Have been wasted on babies and children. They're great.
He
What do you
loves
think?
baths and Barbie cars. Yep.
Showers at night.
Showers at night.
Yeah.
Always
Really?
a shower in the morning.
See,
That would be the hardest for me.
I go both ways. I do showers at night, showers in the morning, sometimes a bath, but a lot of times when my kids were young especially, I didn't have time for baths. But now I do, and I treat myself once in a while.
I've been working the morning shift since 1999. If you go back to even part-time, almost 30 years, I have never showered or bathed in the morning before going to work.
Really?
I couldn't even imagine that. Waking up is hard enough to
Yeah.
then say I'm going to thrust myself into a shower of cold or warm water.
But some people need that to
And
wake up.
that's what I am. I
would ruin my
gotta
whole
do
night.
that to kickstart the morning.
Get out.
I
That would
gotta
ruin my
get in the
whole
shower.
night before, knowing
Really?
I'd have to do it. It'd be like going to war in the morning. I have to.
It is like going to war in the morning.
I get it over with the night before, so it's all done.
And it's funny because
Yeah.
I lay out my clothes the night before. I have everything else taken care of so that I have very little to do in the morning. But
you
I
don't-
gotta take a shower in the morning.
That's
do you look
interesting.
forward to it, or you think, oh my God?
No, but I just don't feel awake and ready to face the day unless if I've taken a shower.
Get out.
Yeah.
And you shave there in the shower and everything?
Shave, well, at the sink, but in the morning I shave in the sink right before
See,
I
I
go.
do that the night before too. I want
Do
to
you
get
do it
all
in the bathtub?
Yeah.
Plus,
Really?
I'm a
You shave in the
I get a
bathtub?
5
Yes,
o'clock
that
shadow
worked
pretty
great.
quickly, so if I shave the night before,
Mindy crossed the line.
Oh.
I'm
You
just
shave in the
fascinated by
bathtub.
that.
And then I watch the little hairs go down the drain. Okay, is that what you want to hear?
And then you take your wife's loofah and
Yes,
clean off
clean
the
the
side of the bathtub.
Maybe it's time to pick another question.
Feel
Does
the
she
face.
know?
Do you feel how it's getting a little grubby
Oh,
already?
it's a little.
see, if I
yeah.
didn't shave this morning, by the time we'd be later in the newscast, I feel like you'd see my 5 o'clock shadow. Too.
Yeah, probably. That's a good
See,
point.
if you're a weatherman, you can do that, but not a.
My shot's up close.
Right,
in the
you're far
studio.
away. That's true.
This one is from Ralph. He says, what's your favorite way to exercise and why? And how often and when do you do it?
A lot of
wants to know.
questions.
I go for walks every day, walk the dog. I have a Peloton bike, which I don't ride nearly enough. I know you love Peloton bikes.
Anti-Peloton. But
He's
do you
very-
have the, do you have the
he's
snap-in
anti-Peloton.
pedals and everything? or-
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
So it's a serious Peloton, not
It's a
just
serious
casual.
Peloton. But yeah.
Because I just don't get it. There's a meme or something out there where there's a bunch of people inside a building working out on bikes, and there's a biker outside the building looking in, clueless. You know what I mean?
What are you
why
doing?
would you stay in there and do that when the whole world is out there for you to bike in? But hey, everybody's different. What
The
can I
world's
say?
scary and dangerous. You could be safe in your little home.
Yeah, I don't know. What about you, Johnny baby? You have
My
any-
exercise is pretty much just walking. That's what I do. I always want to do more.
I always want to do
but
more.
walking seems to do it for me. If you do a rigorous walk, it can be just as good an exercise as
With some
anything else,
hills,
I think.
yeah.
And you can actually lose a lot of weight just focusing on walking.
Well, let's tie it into the podcast. Do you guys listen to podcasts when you walk or exercise?
I don't.
To
I
me,
don't.
that's half the fun. Like,
No,
ooh,
I
the
don't
next
listen to anything.
podcast is out. I get to exercise and listen to it.
Nope, I just kind of listen to what's going on in the
No.
world around me. Yeah.
I go to the gym
Right.
with my friends and we just talk the whole time. So, I mean, as we're exercising, you know, we're burning calories, but we also like to just chat. So.
And we know what you do.
Yeah, I think we all know.
Yeah, biking and yard work. But it's funny how, and that's why we started this podcast. We give people a reason when you do boring things to stay entertained. So to me, like I'm going to bike all afternoon today, 3-4 hours, and I have these 2 podcasts I can't wait to listen to. So it's like,
Are they this one?
Mindy, I think you're the only
Mindy's
one
the
of us
only one
who's a
that-
loyal fan.
she's a
listens to
narcissist. She listens to herself every
But
week.
I also listened to the one that I wasn't on just now too,
okay.
last week.
All right.
So I listen to it if I'm on or if I'm not on.
She's the biggest
So
fan.
I'm
Yeah.
the biggest fan. When I'm going on long trips and stuff, it cracks me up. I love to listen.
There you go.
There you
so
go.
listen while you're folding socks or exercising.
Yes.
All right, I'll go
Good
boss
plan.
cops bag.
Good
So when's the
plan.
last time you've been to Boss Cups? Because are you getting a new fall
Oh.
wardrobe or anything?
You know,
We
I was
go all
thinking
the
of going
time.
soon.
Yeah.
You're going soon?
Yeah.
Because you have to go to the big and tall section, you said, right? No, I thought that's what you said, right? They have the right fit?
Usually.
Okay, good.
They have the right fit.
All right. This is a question for the gang. How do
Okay.
you feel about the push for full-time daylight savings time? I'm 5 years older than Joe. I remember the disaster of 1974 when I was in high school and the sun didn't rise until close to 9 a.m. in the winter. Thanks, Ed from Dingman's Ferry. I'm gonna go with Ed. I agree. I think there's all this talk about how challenging and how annoying it is changing clocks. I think if we turn the clocks and we just are stuck at daylight savings time and the sun's only coming up, what would it be, 8:30 in the wintertime?
Yeah.
It would drive people crazy.
And not
Yeah.
only that, when it happened before, I read it, I researched this, there were kids getting into accidents on the way to school, getting hit by cars because it was dark as they were on their way to school.
And that was the 70s when no one complained about anything. Now
Right.
people whine about everything.
Right.
So it probably wouldn't work
And
now.
people are up way earlier now than they were in the 70s. We know that from the growth of morning news
That's true.
on TV stations.
Morning news is huge now.
But people get up so much earlier, and you think about it for the people that are getting up at 6 or whatever in the wintertime, that it's not getting light for 3 more hours after
But
they get
you're
up.
forgetting the good side of that. So let me give you the science of it. If we didn't mess with the clocks at all, in the summer, the sun would come up at 4:30 in the morning.
People wouldn't like that.
And they wouldn't like that either.
And it would go down at 7:30.
We
instead
would
of
like
8:30.
it.
So I think that's great.
We would
But
like
in the winter, it would come up at 8:30,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but go down at like 20 to 6. So the evenings would be better in the winter. Isn't
true.
it depressing when the sun goes down at 4:36?
It is, and I think that's the reason a lot of people want this to change, is they don't like how dark it is in the evening. But I don't think people think about how, in the morning, how tough it'd be.
I don't think-
And if you look at, when they were talking about this debate, some parts of the country, if you're in the western part of a time zone,
Yeah, it's even later.
it's after 9 before you're getting light.
But, dude, in the 70s, everyone walked to school. Kids don't even walk anywhere anymore. So
That's true.
What's the difference?
Well,
Man up. Let's not mess with the clocks ever again.
Try rallying your kids, though, if it's pitch dark at 8 a.m. and you're like,
He
the
doesn't have
bus
to
is
worry
here.
about that anymore.
No, he doesn't.
I'm all for it, though. I think we should not change the clocks.
But it's so easy now too. It's like we don't even change the clocks. Like they change themselves.
Is
So
it
it's
that
not-
annoying to change the clock?
No,
The
that
thing
doesn't
that's
bother
not-
you?
It doesn't bother me. No,
What
it
I
just,
found annoying was having small children and their nap times would be different. And like you mess up a child's routine and it messes up the whole life. Now that I don't have small children, I don't care anymore.
Oh, by the way, so your second daughter's leaving in 2 weeks, and you're never going to see her again. She's
Oh
going
my goodness, Nikki.
She's going to be
Every
has
day.
been doing this
Every
nonstop.
day.
Her 2 daughters are going to be away, and she's going to be slurping
How are
soup.
you
She's going to be crying the rest of this podcast
She's going to be
now.
slurping soup in front of her husband at dinner time with nothing to say.
You're bad.
Yeah, and then she's going to say to her husband, "You're slurping too loud." And he's going to say, "Shut up." And that's going to be the
And
rest
we'll
of-
have nothing to talk
That's going to be
about.
the rest of your life.
I know. Aren't you going to feel bad when
I
they start
know,
crying?
she says.
I know.
I'm kidding.
I get it.
Who's up?
Mindy.
Oh, is it me? I'm sorry.
You're going boss
I'm
cops?
dropping the ball. I'm going boss cops this
All
time.
right.
Oh, this is too long. Sorry, Diane, this is too long. Okay.
Pick another
this
one
is
then.
No, it's fine. It's a question for Joe, and it's a two-part question.
Two-parter.
In the winter, the forecast might say, for example, the temp is 10 degrees with a wind chill making it -3 degrees. Joe doesn't like wind chill, Diane. All right, in the summer, a wind is not factored in. For example, if it's breezy, it's never 90 degrees with a wind chill making it 85 degrees.
Preaching my
Why
language.
is that?
I tell you why, because it's a scam. It's a media scam to create hype and fear-mongering. Yes.
The second question is, if we
Well,
miss...
that's it. You don't want me to exaggerate more?
No,
or
I
elaborate
already
more?
I heard you. The second question is, if we miss the broadcast where you answer the first question, how will we ever get a resolution to a subject that has been puzzled over these many years? Thanks,
What
Diane.
does she mean on this podcast?
I don't know. She needs to stream the app, and she'll be
John,
able to see it.
You know all this. This thing that we do is replayed over and over again.
Over and
correct?
over, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you have the app, you can watch it.
So you're obviously streaming it if you're watching it right now, but
That's
if you
true.
miss any part of it, it's available on demand anytime. You just
Yeah.
go to that bottom of your screen, pull up what's on demand, and click and play
Yep.
it.
And I'm going to say this again and over and again. So the wind chill factor assumes it's totally dark, you're 30 feet above the ground, and you're totally naked. Does that ever happen?
Sometimes.
No, it doesn't. That gives you that number in the winter that they love to scare you with, wind chill factor. Then in the summer, it's the opposite. They give you the heat index. But the heat index assumes the wind isn't blowing and you're in direct sunshine. And it's the worst case scenario. So both are the worst case scenarios, and they're really not accurate. They're exaggerations.
She brings up a good point that we never hear in the summer
About the
on a
wind.
breezy day.
They'll just
that
tell you
it's
the
going to
heat
be
index.
the high today is 90, but it's really going to feel like 80.
That's if you're not outside in the breeze, because it's a scam, I'm telling you. People mock me all the time. It's 100. You're going biking, you're crazy. Guess what happens when you're on the bike?
You're in the
it's
wind.
a constant flow of air, and all my sweat evaporates, and I feel great. You can't bike with a heat index of 110. Yes, I can. So they don't give you the full story.
So, Diane, you got him going.
But I do.
I
Joe
try to keep it
doesn't
real.
talk about the wind chill, the heat index, or stuff like that. But you do point out in the wintertime, if it's a sunny, cold, really windy day,
It's
you
gonna
said
feel
that
colder.
northwest wind is going to make it feel really cold.
I am not debating the fact that it feels colder, or that in the summer
that
when it's humid, it feels warmer. But I don't give those numbers because they're lies. They're exaggerations.
Lies.
They're exaggerations.
We don't want to lie to the people.
No, I got to keep it real.
Keep it real. Absolutely. So
Keep
it's
it
your
real.
turn.
You're up.
All right.
You're
I'm
going to keep it
going
real with the
Boss
Boss
Cobbs
Cobbs bag?
again. I want this to be a really good
At least
question.
it's not too long.
This is from Howie.
Hi, Howie.
There's not enough Howies in the world.
Howie?
Yeah, Howie.
Howie
Isn't that
Mandel.
funny?
When you say Howie, immediately I think he's someone that's probably 60-something.
Oh.
Yeah.
He doesn't
There
say
are
that.
young
Could be.
Howies.
There aren't many young Howies.
Hello, morning crew, and possible special guests. No special guest
No.
here. Oh, couple in the background, though.
Oh, we won't talk about them.
What material possession would you miss if you lost it tomorrow? A material possession. Oh my goodness. I mean, what wouldn't you?
Yeah.
The internet, my bathtub, my
Your
TV,
bicycle.
my bicycle, everything.
Cell phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
If, like one thing
we take these all things for
that
granted.
we lose, because you're right, all these things
Everything.
would be tough to lose.
I mean, when you see people in fires and stuff, they have their family.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
God we survived. But then all their material possessions are gone, temporarily at least. But then they say, well, we have what really counts. And that's true. But all the material possessions
I
are
can't
gone.
pick one thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to pick one thing.
Is a house a material possession? A
Yeah.
car?
Yeah, those are material
Yeah, I mean,
possessions.
the
obviously, if you
biggies.
lost
I
your
would
house,
miss my car.
I would miss my car. Jewelry.
Jewelry, not on my list.
It's on my list.
And you know what's funny? I was thinking about when we used to cover fires. Sometimes you'd interview people afterwards, and the first thing they grab is their photo albums. But
So
now, so much of the photos
Are in the cloud.
They're just in the cloud. You don't have to
Yeah.
worry
John,
about
I'm
that.
glad you said that. Let's put a twist on it. Your house is burning down. You have to run in and grab one thing. All of your family is safe, but what material possession are you going to grab?
Oh gosh.
Are you grabbing your jewelry? Are you clutching your pearls? What are you doing? I'm going in for my bikes, I think.
Probably jewelry that was my mom's.
Oh.
Yeah.
What about the dog? Is that a
Well,
mistake?
that's,
dog's safe.
that's
The
not
dog's
material.
safe.
The dog
yeah.
is a family member.
He's an equal.
Yeah.
He's
That
not
would
my
be,
possession.
that would
yeah.
be important.
Because
yeah.
I would grab the dog.
Yeah.
I'd probably, if I'm running out, I'd probably grab my phone because
Yeah.
it's just like you feel like you
Yeah.
gotta have your
Oh,
phone
yeah, I would
everywhere,
gra-
even
oh, yeah.
though, even though I don't treasure the phone.
But
I think that's
everything's
already
on
on
the
you.
phone.
That's
The phone's already on you? Okay, that's...
Even when I walk around my house in my underwear, my phone is tucked in the
your
underwear
underwear?
on the
Yeah.
side, to
Same.
hold it to my
With
head.
the gum on the back of it.
Where did the go?
There it is. All right. No, that's a great question, though.
Yeah, that is a good one.
jewelry, bikes. You
Yeah,
guys
jewelry.
have to come
I
up with
guess
something.
jewelry.
You're going jewelry too.
Yeah, I guess that's what... Oh, maybe my journals. I have
Really?
handwritten journals.
Oh, well, you'd have to
So-
get that.
Yeah.
You're so nerdy.
I'm such a nerd. I know.
But you're not
My
surprised she has
puzzles.
handwritten.
Your puzzles.
You're not grabbing your puzzles.
No, I'm not grabbing my puzzles. But don't you guys have handwritten journals? No? Nobody? No?
No.
No.
Seriously? You don't write in your journal before you go to
I
bed?
never thought to get a handwritten journal.
Really?
No.
Well, you know what? I've seen your handwritten journals. You have calendars.
Oh, my past day planners.
Yes.
That kind of is a.
That's
you're right.
a handwritten journal. You write down what you did with your kids,
I do.
remember?
I can't
Do
look
you
at
ever
that.
go back and look at them and start crying?
No, I can't.
You would write
So,
down
but
what
yeah,
you-
like 10, 15, 20 years ago, we get a day planner here
Yeah.
at work, and every day I would usually plan my week, and I'd
Yeah.
be like, oh, today took the kids to the park. and
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
played."
you can't look at
I
that.
can't
now.
look at those.
No.
Maybe I'll make you when you make me cry.
Yes. Because now I see my bearded son,
Yes.
Oh my
and
gosh.
it just.
Yeah, it's so
It's
weird.
a different person. That's not even that person that
It
was.
seems
at the,
it seems like a different person, doesn't it? Yeah.
oh, you got a good one. This
The
is good.
Travis question.
Oh, here we go,
Go
Travis.
Trav, go Trav.
Hey, morning crew. The day has come. Corporate is gone, and WNEP.
We might have a corporate person with us.
We might have a corporate person with us,
Uh-oh.
Travis. The day has come, and corporate is gone, and WNEP is an independent company, and the morning crew is in charge.
Oh.
What is the first thing you're changing, implementing?
Wow.
Is that real? We didn't, the big wig is here. We didn't plan this.
No.
It's a real question.
So
We
funny.
didn't plan this. I'm staying away from this one.
Oh my gosh. No, what?
So wait, what's the question?
What would we do? What would
would
we
be
change?
the first
What
thing
would
we
be the
change?
first
salaries,
thing?
come on.
Oh yeah, big fat salaries for everybody.
Less,
Yeah.
less money for corporate, and big fat,
More money for us.
fat
More money for
salaries
us. All the money we make here stays here in our station.
Yeah.
We have talked about having Dick Yingling by the station, and
Yeah.
we could have beers on the set. No?
Oh yeah, we were gonna start
don't wanna go
a
that far.
pub outside.
You don't want to go that far?
News and brews.
I don't want to
Yeah, we were
Garden.
going to do news and brews.
don't
We were going to
wanna
have Dick
promote.
Yingling by the station and then
What
do
would
also
be the
tours.
first thing we'd change?
I don't know.
We don't need to change
Mr.
anything.
News Guy, be honest. Like, if you.
Huh. We'd hire more people.
Hired more people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think most people that would say if you had control, you'd want to hire more people.
Yeah.
More
So that'd be-
resources.
More resources.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And seriously, I bet you if you look at the spending, right? Too little for the little guys, too big for the big guys.
Right, right. More
Try to-
equal spending for
Yeah, but
for
yet
everybody.
everyone's happy now.
Yeah.
Everyone, they still get fat, we get fat.
Yeah.
I say news and brews.
News and
I
brews
like
sounds
that
awesome,
one.
right?
I don't like promoting alcoholic behavior.
We know you.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I'm not doing that one.
News
I'm
and
not gonna-
bicycles?
I'm going to quit that.
It doesn't.
What's
it
your
doesn't
first change?
rhyme.
No, I already said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even it out.
Even it out a little
Yeah,
bit.
I agree. Even it
Yeah.
out.
Except for Nikki and Mindy.
Wow, Travis.
Wow, Travis really got us going there.
Okay.
He's going to get us in trouble.
Bubblegum guy.
And Nikki, you're fired.
By the way.
All right, this has to be a quick.
Yeah.
More urinals.
We-
Robin from Bear
Time.
Creek.
More
If you
urinals?
don't use brown gravy on white meat, then what do you order? What do you do when you order KFC?
So we talked about
We
this a
talked
couple
about
weeks
this.
ago.
Why does there have to be brown gravy on brown meat and white
what-
gravy
it doesn't
on
make
white
any
meat?
sense. And
Doesn't
at
make
KFC,
sense.
they do use the brown gravy and
They
the
do.
white meat,
Which
correct?
has beef
Yes.
in it.
Which
Yes.
has beef in it.
Oh,
So
that's a good point.
And
my
it's
wife will
good.
not put beef gravy on turkey. She thinks it's bad. I said, it's all.
If KFC can do it,
yeah.
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 I love the brown gravy
What's the
at
question?
KFC.
What does he want us to do?
if you don't use brown gravy on white meat, what do you do when you order KFC? You just deal with it, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, don't you remember when you came to that epiphany because you and your wife got KFC and you're like, it's brown gravy and it's chicken. Remember that? Yeah, he was so excited.
Because she won't let me do a lot of things.
Yeah,
and
I know.
They're nonsense.
Well, somebody's got to take care of you.
And she's away, by the way, this weekend. I miss her already.
I know. What are you
feel
going to do?
I'm telling
Are
I
you
feel
ordering a
lonely.
pizza by yourself?
Yes.
Because that seems lame.
And then
That's
I'm going to go
Loserville.
home and I'm going to open the door and say, hey, got pizza. And it's silence.
Silence.
Like you're going to be in a few weeks. Keep the questions coming. brownbag@WNEP.com. brownbag@WNEP.com. We'll answer them. Even the uncomfortable
where's
ones
the
when the boss is here.
tissues?
It's okay, maybe.
Aw.